Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived 4 little characters who ran through a maze looking for trees, nourished them, and made them happy. 2 were mice, and Sniff, and Scurry, and 2 were little people, beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted a lot like people today. Their names were Hem and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easy not to notice that what the four of them were doing. But if you looked close enough, you could discover the most amazing things. Every day the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their one special cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only simple little brain but good instincts, searched for the hard nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The 2 little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brain, filled with many belief, to choose for a very different kind of cheese. With a capital C, which they believed would make them feel happy and successful. As different as the mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning they each put on their jogging suit and running shoes. After their little homes and raced out into the maze looking for their favorite cheese. The maze was the river corridor and chambers same contained delicious cheese. Left their little home and raced out into the maze looking for their favorite cheese. The maze were labyrinths calling of corridors and chambers, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind alley leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, for those who find their way, the maze held secret that let them enjoy a better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, used the simple but inefficient trial-and-error method of finding cheese. They ran out on corridor, and if it proved empty, they turned and ran down another. They remember carried half cheese and quickly in new areas. Sniff would smell out the general direction of cheese using his great nose, and Scurry would race ahead. They got lost, as the might expect, went off in the wrong direction and often bumped into walls. However, the 2 little people, Ham and Haw, used a different method. They relied on their belief to think and learn from their past experience, although they would sometimes get confused by their belief and emotions. Vulnerability sometimes clouded by the way look they think. Eventually, in their own way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese. One day, at the end of on the calendar in cheese station C. Every morning after that, the mice and little people dressed in their running gear and headed over to cheese station C. It wasn't long before they each established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake early every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, and hung them around their necks so they could get to them quickly whenever they needed them again. Then they enjoyed the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raced toward cheese station C every morning to the taste new morsel that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to cheese station C. After they knew where the cheese was now and how to get there. They had no idea where the cheese came from or who put it there. They just assumed it would be there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C each morning, they settled in and made themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, provided their running shoes, and from their slipper. They became very comfortable now that they had found the cheese. This is great, Ham said. There's enough cheese here to last us forever. The little people felt happy and successful and thought they were now secure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa regarded the cheese they found at cheese station as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more at home, Ham and Hoa decorated the wall with saying and even drew a picture of the cheese around them, which made them smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by to see their pile of cheese at cheese station C and point to it with pride, saying, "Pretty nice cheese, huh?" Sometimes they shared it with their friends and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly had to work long and hard enough to find it." He picked up the nice fresh piece and ate it. Afterward, Ham fell asleep, as he often did. Every night the little people would wander home full of cheese, and every morning they were confident to return for more. This went on for quite some time. After a while, Ham and Hua's confidence grew into the arrogance and success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued their routine. They arrived early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around to Station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any changes from the day before. They arrived early each morning and sniffed and scratched and scurried around to Station C, inspecting the area to see if there had been any change from the day before. Then they would sit down to nibble on the cheese. One morning they arrived at Station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised, since Sniff and Scurry had noticed the supply to cheese had been getting smaller every day. They were prepared for the inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they had tied together and hung conveniently around their necks, put them on their feet, and laced them up. The mice did not overrealize the thing, and they went to the burned with many complex beliefs. To the mice, the problem and the answer were both simple. The situation at Station C had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out into the maze. Then Sniff left his nose sniff and nodded to Scurry, who took off running through the maze, while Sniff followed as fast as he could. They were quickly off in search of new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and How arrived at Station C. They had not been paying attention to the small change that had been take place each day, so they took it off granted their cheese would be there. They were unprepared for what they found. What? No cheese? Ham yelled. He continued yelling, "No cheese? No cheese?" as though if he shouted round enough, someone would put it back. "Who moved my cheese?" he hollered. Finally, he put his hand on his hips. His face turned red, and he screamed at the top of his voice, "It's not fair!" Ho just shook his head in disbelief. He too had counted on finding cheese at Station C. He stood there for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. He stood there for a long time, frozen with shock. He was just not ready for this. Ham was yelling something, but Hoa didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to deal with that was facing him.